This is Brett Hayworth with a news feature extra for Siouxland Public Media. One of the most famous people making news again and again in early 2024 is a female basketball player who is taking the national spotlight that usually goes to male athletes. A feel-good story is taking place here in Iowa as people of all ages, and particularly young girls, are dialed into the amazing achievements of Caitlin Clark, a shooting guard on the University of Iowa Hawkeyes team. Clark has become the focal point of women's basketball, covering both college and professional leagues with her flashy play and deep three-point shots, often taken from logos near midcourt. She has had a lot of notable games lately, first becoming the all-time leading scorer for women in late February, then a few days later becoming the all-time leading scorer in NCAA Division I college history, surpassing the men's record by Pete Maravich. Clark now has more than 3,700 career points scored over 4 seasons. Amid all that acclaim for Caitlin Clark of the Hawkeyes, another Caitlin Clark of Northwest Iowa has been following along. This name-alike Caitlin Clark teaches in the elementary level of the Hinton School District and lives in Lamars. She even spells it the same, Caitlin. About the same time as the Hawkeye Caitlin Clark became famous, the Plymouth County Caitlin became a Caitlin Clark herself.
I think it's just so fun. I mean, I've only been Caitlin Clark myself for about 2 years now when I got married in 2021. But it's so fun that we're kind of on the same trajectory of when she started getting big to when I changed my name. So this is just what I've known since I changed my name. I think she's such a great role model for men, women, children, everybody. And I think it's just so exciting that this type of news is happening.
The Siouxland Caitlin Clark hears about being a name-alike quite often, not just from family and friends, but also in random encounters out in the community.
Definitely in the last year or so. Anytime it seems like if I'm meeting somebody new, or especially if we're out at like a sports bar or out to dinner and there's a TV on and they're playing, it seems to get pointed out no matter who we're with, that hey, Caitlin Clark, we're sitting with her right here, which is kind of funny. It's really just random people. I mean, my mailman, as soon as he figured out, got a hoot out of it and thought it was so funny that he was delivering mail to Caitlin Clark. My husband and I do like a pickup order for food and we use my name and they notice it. We've had multiple people say, like, oh my gosh, we thought Caitlin Clark was going to be getting the pizza. We were like, well, I mean, she kind of is, but it's not the one you're thinking of. And anytime I like pay with my debit or credit card and have to sign my signature or people read that on the receipt, that's always a little mention here or there. So that's kind of funny.
However, the elementary students that the teacher, Caitlin Clark, works with are quite young, so she isn't certain that they completely understand the references to her name-alike.
I definitely see them walking around school with the jersey on, and sometimes I like to say like, "Oh, hey, that's me," but I'm not sure they get the joke because to me or to them, I'm always just Mrs. Clark. The teacher is definitely, if a teacher overhears me or an adult overhears the joke, then they definitely kind of chuckle.
Another aspect that makes teacher Caitlin Clark chuckle about the sports fame of her name-alike is that she has, let's say, not that high a skill level in basketball.
Also, something so funny is I am terrible at basketball, never played even when I was like pee-wee level. I have nothing to do with basketball. I mean, I've played horse on the court with my brothers when I was little, but that's about the most you'll get from me.
The basketball playing Caitlin Clark is expected to be the top pick in the WNBA draft on April 15th, most likely picked by the Indiana Fever. Before that, a final year in the NCAA tournament begins next week for Caitlin Clark. The Hawkeyes are considered one of the favorites. The Caitlin Clark, who lives in Lamars, is hoping for a Hawkeyes hoops title.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I think we were all watching last year. You're crazy if you weren't. And I will continue to watch this year because I hope that we can get the championship and secure it.
So while the teacher, Caitlin Clark, has not met basketball player Caitlin Clark in person, she will be watching on TV as the tournament plays out in the next few days. This has been Brett Hayworth with a news feature extra on Siouxland Public Media News.